Imagine this for a moment. Each day is a blank canvas and you're holding the brush. That brush represents the choices you make. The question is, what masterpiece will you create? Every day presents a fresh opportunity to grow, refine your skills, and elevate your life. But here's the truth. It won't happen by accident. It requires intentional effort. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned is this. Success is simply the result of practicing small, positive habits consistently. On the other hand, failure often stems from small errors in judgment repeated over time. The gap between success and failure lies in the seemingly insignificant decisions we make daily. It's not about dramatic changes. It's about the small, consistent improvements we often overlook. I've identified 10 key areas where you can make daily progress. Let's dive into the first one: attitude. Your attitude is incredibly powerful. It forms the foundation of your entire life. Improving it, even slightly each day, can transform your perspective and experiences. You might think, it's just my attitude, it's just how I feel. But it's much more than that. Your attitude shapes how you view the world, tackle challenges, and connect with others. It's magnetic. It attracts experiences, opportunities, and relationships. Improve it daily, and you'll notice everything else in your life begins to shift for the better. Opportunities can either be drawn to you or pushed away, and your attitude plays a massive role in that. Think about this. Have you ever met someone who's constantly negative, always finding something to complain about no matter how good things are? How much success do you think gravitates toward that kind of person? Probably not much. Why? Because negativity creates a wall that blocks opportunities. On the flip side, someone with a positive attitude naturally attracts opportunities. People are drawn to them, eager to collaborate, help, and see them succeed. If you work on improving your attitude just a little bit each day, maybe by becoming more optimistic or more patient, you'll start to notice new doors opening, doors you never even realized existed. But here's the catch. Attitude doesn't change overnight. It's a gradual process, a steady climb. Maybe today you focus on being a bit more grateful. Tomorrow you work on resilience. The next day, you shift from dwelling on problems to searching for solutions. Each day, you lay another brick in the foundation of a stronger, lasting mindset. And when your attitude improves, everything else improves. Your relationships, your work, your health. Next on the list is communication. Mastering communication is crucial for success because life revolves around it. Whether you're talking to friends, closing a business deal, or simply interacting with family, communication is at the heart of everything. And when you get better at it, your relationships thrive, your business flourishes, and your influence grows. But let me be clear, communication isn't just about talking. In fact, some of the best communicators are great listeners. They listen carefully, with empathy, seeking to understand rather than just respond. True communication is a two-way street. It's about expressing your ideas clearly while understanding others just as clearly. You can improve your communication skills day by day. Maybe today you focus on listening more attentively. Tomorrow you work on getting your point across without being aggressive. The next day, you choose your words more thoughtfully to express your feelings. Little by little, you'll refine your communication style until people naturally want to listen to you. The power of good communication is immense. It helps you resolve misunderstandings, avoid conflicts, and build trust. Think about the times when poor communication led to unnecessary problems. Now imagine how many of those issues you could avoid if you became just a little better at communicating every day. Next up is self-discipline, a non-negotiable factor in success. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It's what keeps you moving forward even when motivation fades. It pushes you to do what's necessary, even when it's uncomfortable. And here's the truth. Without it, your dreams remain just dreams. Without self-discipline, success is out of reach. You might have the most ambitious goals, brilliant ideas, and all the talent in the world, but without the commitment to see things through, none of it matters. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. And you can build that strength a little every day. Maybe today you commit to waking up 15 minutes earlier. Tomorrow, you push yourself to exercise even when you don't feel like it. The next day, you stay focused on your tasks without getting distracted. These small acts might seem insignificant on their own, but over time they create a compounding effect, delivering massive results. But here's an important truth. Self-discipline isn't just about willpower. It's about building habits. When something becomes a habit, it no longer demands as much effort. It becomes automatic. Part of strengthening your self-discipline involves forming routines that support your goals. For example, if you develop the habit of reading 10 pages of a good book each day, you won't need sheer willpower to learn and grow. The habit itself takes over, making discipline feel effortless. I once knew a young man with incredible talent and endless potential, but he lacked discipline. He would dive into projects with great enthusiasm, only to abandon them when the next shiny idea came along. As a result, he never made meaningful progress. One day, I sat down with him and said, "You have to work on your discipline. Train yourself to stick with something until it's done, especially when it's hard or boring, even when you don't feel like it." He took that advice seriously. He started small, finishing one task at a time. Over time, he developed the discipline to follow through on larger, more challenging goals. Today, he's highly successful, and he credits self-discipline as the key to his success. Another powerful way to elevate your life is by challenging your limiting beliefs. Often, we're held back not by external circumstances, but by the stories we tell ourselves. We think we can't achieve something because we've never done it before, or because someone once told us we weren't good enough. But those beliefs are just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. Every day, make an effort to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," shift your mindset to, "I'm learning how to do this." Replace "I'll never be successful" with, "I'm on my journey to success." Day by day, these shifts in perspective will transform your entire outlook on life. I once met a man who constantly focused on the negative. Every obstacle seemed impossible, and every failure felt final. He was stuck in a cycle of defeat, unable to move forward despite his efforts. One day, I told him, "You need to change your mindset. Stop focusing on what's wrong and start looking for what's possible." He took that advice to heart. He began small, reading uplifting books in the morning, practicing gratitude each night. Slowly but surely, his mindset shifted, and with it, his entire life transformed. Remember, progress doesn't come from giant leaps but from consistent, small steps taken every day. Shifting your focus from problems to solutions can completely transform your mindset and, ultimately, your life. Over time, you'll become more confident, resilient, and successful. And it all starts with the daily practice of improving how you think. Now let's talk about time management. Time is the one resource we all get in equal measure, but how you use it makes all the difference. Time is precious, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. If you want to achieve meaningful success, learning how to manage your time wisely is essential. The good news? Time management is a skill you can develop daily. Maybe today, you work on setting clearer priorities. Tomorrow, you focus on cutting out distractions. The next day, you practice saying no to things that don't align with your goals. These small adjustments add up, and before long, you'll find yourself accomplishing more in less time while focusing on what truly matters. Be honest. How often do you feel busy but not productive? How often do the important tasks get pushed aside for trivial ones? Being busy isn't the same as being productive, and that's why improving your time management is so crucial. 1. Of the best ways to manage your time better is to start your day with a plan. Spend a few minutes mapping out your top priorities. What must you accomplish today? What can you delegate or eliminate? And here's a critical tip. Plan your breaks, too. Rest is just as essential as action. Without time to recharge, burnout becomes inevitable. I've worked with many people who said, "I just don't have enough time to get everything done." And I always told them, "You have the same 24 hours as everyone else." It's not about having more time, it's about using your time more wisely. Improving how you manage your time is a daily practice, and each small improvement makes life smoother and more productive. Next up is knowledge. The world is constantly changing, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. The more you know, the more value you can bring to the world, and the more valuable you become, the greater the rewards you'll receive. So, how do you stay ahead? Simple. Read, listen, and study every day. Maybe today you read an article in your field. Tomorrow, you listen to a podcast on personal development. The day after that, you take a course to enhance your skills. These small investments compound, making you more knowledgeable, skilled, and prepared for life's challenges. And here's the truth. Learning doesn't stop when school ends. That's when real learning begins. Formal education will help you make a living, but self-education can build a fortune. The most successful people are lifelong learners who continually seek to expand their knowledge. One of the wisest men I knew, Mr. Shaw, didn't become successful by accident. He dedicated himself to learning every single day. He once told me, "Jim, the more you learn, the more you earn." I took that advice to heart, reading, attending seminars, and soaking up knowledge wherever I could. And he was right. The more I learned, the more opportunities opened up for me. The same will be true for you. Finally, never neglect your finances. Your financial situation isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you create. Like every other aspect of life, it requires daily attention and improvement. Whether you're trying to get out of debt, build wealth, or simply gain financial security, it starts with consistent, small steps. Most people know how to earn money but don't know how to manage it, which keeps them in a cycle of financial stress no matter how much they earn. The good news, you can improve your finances a little each day. Maybe today you start by tracking your expenses to see where your money is going. Tomorrow, you create a simple budget to align your spending with your goals. Small, consistent actions lead to lasting financial success. Managing your finances isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how well you manage it. Plenty of people earn a significant income, but because they spend as quickly as they earn, they find themselves living paycheck to paycheck, constantly on the brink of financial trouble. On the other hand, there are those who earn less but still manage to save, invest, and build financial stability because they've mastered smart money habits. The good news: these habits aren't reserved for financial experts. Anyone can learn them. Small, consistent steps can make all the difference. Maybe today you track your expenses to see where your money is going. Tomorrow, you create a simple budget. The next day, you start setting aside a small percentage of your income for savings or investments. Each action may seem insignificant on its own, but they add up to substantial change over time. One of the best pieces of financial advice I've ever heard is simple yet powerful. Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. It sounds easy, but it takes discipline. The willingness to delay gratification and say no to unnecessary expenses today so that you can say yes to financial freedom tomorrow. Have you ever looked at your bank statement and wondered, where did all my money go? That's a clear sign it's time to take control of your finances instead of letting them control you. And the best part? You don't need massive changes, just steady, intentional improvements. This principle of small, consistent progress applies to personal development too. Life is about growth. If you're not growing, you're standing still. And if you're standing still, you're actually falling behind. Becoming a better version of yourself is a daily process, not about perfection, but about progress. Start by improving your self-awareness. Take stock of your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and tendencies. Tomorrow, focus on developing a skill that will benefit your career or personal life. The next day, work on managing your emotions and improving your relationships. Every small step contributes to your growth, and before you know it, you've transformed into a person capable of achieving great things. One of the most powerful tools for personal development is goal setting. Clear, specific goals challenge you to grow, but they need to align with your values, passions, and purpose. It's not just about achieving more, it's about becoming more. Maybe today you set a goal to read a chapter of a personal development book. Tomorrow you practice a new habit for 10 minutes. The day after that, you reflect on your progress and adjust as needed. Each small action moves you closer to the person you're meant to become. In both finances and personal growth, progress isn't about overnight success. It's about showing up every day and doing the work one step at a time. And that's a journey worth taking. Personal development isn't just about learning new things, it's also about unlearning the things that no longer serve you. Sometimes, in order to grow, you need to let go of old habits, outdated beliefs, and ways of thinking that are holding you back. That's why personal development is an ongoing process. You're constantly learning, growing, and evolving. And the more you commit to that process, the more you'll see your life improve in every area. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned about personal development is this: you attract what you become. If you want to attract success, you need to become successful in your habits, your thinking, and your actions. If you want to attract great relationships, you must become the kind of person who is worthy of great relationships. If you want to attract abundance, you need to cultivate an abundant mindset. And this is something you can work on every single day. You can become more disciplined, more focused, more positive, and more successful by simply improving yourself a little bit each day. Now, let's talk about purpose. This is crucial because purpose gives your life direction. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning, the force that drives you to keep going, even when things get tough. Here's the key. You have to work on your purpose every day. You need to constantly refine it, deepen it, and live it out in everything you do. Some people say, "I don't know what my purpose is." And that's okay. Purpose isn't something you discover all at once. It's something you uncover and develop over time. And you can make progress a little each day. Maybe today, you spend some time reflecting on what truly matters to you. Tomorrow, you take a small step toward your dreams. The next day, you align your actions with your values. With each passing day, you'll find that your purpose becomes clearer, stronger, and more fulfilling. When you live with purpose, everything else falls into place. Your work becomes more meaningful, your relationships become deeper, and your challenges transform into opportunities for growth. Purpose is the foundation of a fulfilling life, and it's something you can cultivate every single day. I once met a man who had everything: money, success, and fame. But he was deeply unhappy and couldn't figure out why. One day, we had a conversation, and I asked him, "What's your purpose? What's the reason behind all of this?" He couldn't answer. He had spent so much time chasing success that he lost sight of why he wanted it in the first place. I told him, "You've got to find your purpose, and you've got to live it every day." He took that advice to heart. He started focusing on what truly mattered to him, helping others. And with that, not only did he find happiness, but his life took on a deeper and more meaningful purpose. Finding and living your purpose is a daily, effort. But it's the most important work you'll ever do. Making a difference and living a life of significance, that's what truly transforms a person's life. When this man embraced purpose as a daily practice, everything changed. He found happiness, fulfillment, and a sense of peace that he had never experienced before. And it all started with that one simple but powerful shift: living each day with intention and purpose. Next, one of the most important habits you can work on every single day is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate. It has the power to transform your life in ways you can't even imagine. You see, when you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention away from what's missing in your life and toward what's already good. And when you do that, you naturally attract more good into your life. Being grateful is something you can practice every day, and it doesn't take much. Maybe today, you take a moment to appreciate the people in your life who support you. Tomorrow, you focus on the small blessings you often take for granted: your health, your home, your job. The next day, you show gratitude for the challenges that have helped you grow. When you're grateful, your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance. And over time, you'll find that your entire outlook on life changes. Tell me, have you ever had one of those bad days where everything seemed to go wrong? We've all been there. But here's the secret. Even on those days, there's always something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the lesson you learned from a mistake. Maybe it's the strength you gained from overcoming a challenge. When you focus on being grateful, even the tough times become valuable. That's the real power of gratitude. It transforms your perspective. Gratitude is one of those things that multiplies. The more you practice it, the more you find to be grateful for. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, growing bigger and bigger with each day you practice it. And here's the best part. When you live with gratitude, you attract more of the things you're grateful for. You create a positive cycle of abundance, joy, and fulfillment that grows stronger with each passing day. Now, gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It's also about taking action. When you're truly grateful for something, you naturally want to give back. You want to contribute, help others, and make a difference. And that's another reason why gratitude is so powerful. It not only improves your own life, but also inspires you to improve the lives of others. When you make gratitude a daily practice, it begins to change not just your perspective, but also your behavior. Gratitude has a way of softening us, making us more generous, more patient, and more compassionate. When you focus on what you have, when you appreciate both the small and big blessings in your life, you release that sense of scarcity, that fear of not having enough. And that is where true peace and fulfillment come from. Enough. And that's powerful because when you stop living in fear, you start living in abundance. I'm telling you, living in abundance is one of the greatest shifts you can make in your life. Gratitude is like a muscle. You've got to work on it daily for it to grow strong. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything grand. Maybe today you're grateful for the sunshine. Tomorrow you're grateful for having food on your table. The next day, you're grateful for the lessons you've learned through hardship. Whatever it is, find something, even if it's small. You see, the key isn't the size of what you're grateful for. The key is the act of being grateful itself. Now, let me tell you something. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. Life has its challenges. But when you practice being grateful, you develop resilience to face those challenges without being overwhelmed by them. You learn to say, yes, this is hard, but I'm still grateful for the strength to get through it. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. And that gives you the energy, courage, and perspective to keep moving forward. I remember a woman I knew who was going through a very difficult time in her life. She had lost her job. Her relationship had ended, and she felt completely lost. Every day seemed like a struggle. One day, we sat down and I told her, "You've got to find something to be grateful for, even in the midst of this storm." At first, she thought it was impossible, but she started small. Each day, she wrote down just one thing she was grateful for, no matter how small. Slowly, day by day, her perspective began to change. She began to see opportunities where she once saw obstacles. She started to rebuild her life. Today, she's happier and more successful than she ever was before. And if you asked her how it all started, she'd tell you, it started with being grateful. Now, there's one more thing I want to emphasize about gratitude. It's contagious. When you're grateful, people around you notice. Your positive outlook spreads. It inspires others to see the good in their own lives. Your generosity encourages others to be generous. Your appreciation for life lifts others out of their negativity. So when you practice gratitude every day, you're not just improving your own life, you're improving the lives of those around you, and that's a powerful thing. Now, take a moment to think about your life. Think about the areas we've talked about: your attitude, communication, discipline, relationships, mindset, time management, finances, personal development, your purpose, and gratitude. How many of these areas could benefit from just a little improvement every day? And what would your life look like if you committed to that daily improvement? Making those small daily improvements, that's it. The key to lasting change isn't about making one big leap. It's found in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. That's where the real magic happens. That's where transformation occurs. And remember, success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become.